ang Best Public Affairs Program. And the star goes to Open for Business Net 25.
It is a signal to the world that we are open for business.
Let's net together sa saya ng summer. That is why Open for Business is here in the beautiful island paradise of Boracay. This is Cesar Vallejos bringing you yet another episode to guide you in discovering your passion and growing your business as we learn from experts in the field. Sama-sama na naman tayong matuto sa isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa pagninegosyo. Ang Open for Business ay mapapanood nyo rin sa Facebook, sa YouTube. Siguraduhin mag-like at mag-subscribe sa aming social media pages at Net25 TV. Alamin natin at suriin mula sa mga CEOs, thought leaders, industry experts sa iba't ibang mga larangan ang kanilang mga strategies, trends at iba pang mga mahalagang karanasan ukol sa kanilang pagninegosyo upang tayo ay manatiling open for business. The Philippine Cable and Telecommunications Association is back face-to-face. This year, the event dubbed PIXI, Avatar to Connectivity, will see PCTA members gathered in the country's primary tourist destination, Boracay. Through the internet exchange, members from the cable TV business are now able to share local traffic to reduce latency and cost, aggregate bandwidth, access content and their content delivery networks or CDN, and increase internet access nationwide.
This portion is brought to you by...
Abangan sa Counterpoint, mabasagin natin ang katahimikan ni Senator Mark Villar.
Marami pong mga levels of protection ang Maharlika Bill para at least makontrol at mamonitor po yung paggamit ng Maharlika funds.
Ngayong Miyerkules alas 10:30 ng gabi, dito lang sa Net 25. Napag-uusapan na talamak ang katiwalian o korupsyon. And one of them is this department of yours that you handled. How did you deal with that?
Welcome to Goodwill, kung saan tuloy ang saya. Hanggang sa...
Sunog! 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 Sunog!
Paano na? Is this really the last resort?
Wala na yung naipunda ng mama ko.
But wait, someone's to the rescue.
Welcome to Will Good Resort.
Ano? Pakiulit nga.
Welcome to Will Good Resort.
Oh no, ang Goodwill Barkada magpapaalipin sa ibang amo? Mag-work kaya ito? O lalo lang gumulo?
Let's start working.
I think it's about time na buksan mo ang pinto mo para sa bagong makakapagpasaya sa'yo.
Di pa man din nag-uumpisa ang Sir Lloyd. The end na ba?
Never kaming napaghiwalay niyan. Napagkakamali na kami magjowa.
Tapos ang laban.
Saya? Lungkot? Tawa?
With ham or with cheese?
With egg.
At bagong mga kasama. Sa pagpapatuloy ng pambansang Happy Pill, Goodwill Season 2 sa Net 25.
Ano kaya ang totoong pinagmula ng sunog dito sa Goodwill Resort? Nag-uulat Cortina Sanchez.
Open for business is in Boracay. The Paradise Resort Island is seeing increased tourism numbers and continues to serve as an ideal venue for business development. For many decades, this island has been recognized for its beauty and relaxing feel. Recent recognitions include ranking second in Condé Nast's 25 island beaches in the world's list in 2020 and 19th in World Beach Guide's Top 100 Beaches on Earth 2023 list. Just recently, Boracay has had its share of scares and developments. It almost got impacted by the Mindoro oil spill and was victimized by misleading information that resorts will allegedly be closed because of heat wave. The Department of Health quickly refuted such claims and said Philippine resorts will stay open. We are very excited to be back here in the island of Boracay, especially in this place called Ambassador in Paradise. This is in Station 1 and I am just very glad to reunite with Ryan Alba, the Resort Manager of Ambassador in Paradise. How are you, Ryan?
Very well, thank you very much, and thank you for being here again.
Ang nakakatuwa, Ryan, I think I saw our photo together with the owner, Yop, and that was more than 10 years ago.
Yes.
So many things, have changed, but you still look the same.
Yeah, you too.
What happened during that? I know that there's a lot of developments here in Boracay. Ano yung mga regulations na nabago ngayon?
Well, now they have implemented an ordinance where the easement, no one can do anything.
And that's how many meters away from?
Like 25 meters plus 5 meters from the highest tide.
Oh, so pag ganun, once they see you doing that, like kunyari, there are some parties, that's no longer allowed?
That's not allowed. You really cannot do that now. And it's good because the tourists, everyone can enjoy the whole beach, and yeah, the locals can pass by anywhere, can walk, especially when it's high tide because the water comes very high. And if we have been building in that area, then there's no passage for everyone.
Yeah, Ryan, and I understand also that during the early times, there are a lot of structures, di ba, near the shore.
Yeah, that's not allowed anymore also.
So with all the other resorts here, they had to dismantle all of that.
Yes, yes.
And this is applicable to the whole...
to everybody in the island.
There was this rehabilitation. We all remember that the President Rodrigo Duterte had shut down dahil nga doon sa quality ng tubig na dito.
Yeah.
Di ba, nung una, ang daming nag-react kasi it will mean job opportunities, and income losses to businesses. Ano yung ginawa nun ng Ambassador in Paradise?
At that time, of course, we also closed. We supported that project because we know it's for the long-term use of Boracay. Like now, when you walk in the main road, there's paths, there's sidewalks on both sides, which is safe for tourists to walk. And it's cleaner, and they're now using e-trikes, which doesn't emit any bad air to our environment. And so we really supported that.
Which is very interesting, Ryan, because we had to take also e-trikes, coming here and, going to the different places. And you notice that, of course, there's no smoke emissions.
Yes,
diba? And it's also very airy and easy. It's similar to, and sometimes it's even more comfortable kasi hindi siya masikip. Hindi katulad ng tricycle na siksik.
And it's not noisy also. There's no noise from this vehicle, so it's really, really good. And in fact, Ambassador in Paradise was the first who had electric vehicles for the hotel.
Really?
Yeah, back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you remember it.
Yes,
Yeah. And we're so happy now that the whole island is doing that also.
Now, Ryan is speaking of the owner of Ambassador in Paradise. Of course, he has been here in the Philippines as well, and somehow he managed to have this fusion of Filipino culture and Dutch culture. So, ganun pa rin ba ang kanyang strategy?
Yes. He's Dutch, but I think he's already a Filipino. his heart is very here in the Philippines, especially Boracay. He loves the island. He loves everyone. He loves the staff who has been very helpful to us. And yeah, I think he's Filipino.
Pero what remains that creates a brand of Holland or Dutch? Ano yung natitira pa na parang medyo...
Well, the color of Ambassador, the uniforms in orange, and if you can see in our rooms, we have teddy bears in orange, and yeah, small accents of the Holland color.
When the pandemic came, the tourism really closed, the shutdown of practically everything.
Yes.
What happened to the employees? Some kasi would opt to leave the organization, the resort, find other places in different parts of the country. Anong nangyari dito?
So, in Ambassador in Paradise, we basically tried to keep everyone here, but not all, because some of them wanted to go home. We have told them that they can come back, but most of them stayed, and they stayed here. We also have a staff house in Hagdan, and so what we did, because the hotel was not earning anything, so we have a bakery in the resort. So they have been baking breads and selling in the streets just to earn something.
And something to eat, di ba? And earn something to eat. Interesting.
They also helped in a sense to keep the resort even not closed, not literally closed, but they are here. It's different when there's no one in the resort and then it's not taken care of. So the resort was taken care of because they decided to stay. And so we did that program in the bakery to just survive.
That's a great thing because, as you mentioned, there's even a staff house, meaning you really take care of the well-being of your staff. And I also heard in other companies outside the country, ganun din. They even gave free food to some, but in this case, talagang nagtulong-tulong kayo to come up with a strategy to really continue operations and maintain it. Pero was there a strategy behind it? Yung iba, parang it was part of their vision and yung sustainability efforts na, no, we will face this together, we will stick together. Yun ba, company vision ba yun?
Yes, of course, because we really value the staff and we want them to stay. And the company invested for them to stay here, and that's why they are still here. Yes.
Ryan, as a resort manager, you've seen, the best and the worst of Boracay. So, in your experience, in your observation, what makes Boracay the destination, the best destination in the world?
Well, first is the white beach. It has the finest sand like powder, and it's unique because you can only find this sand in Boracay because of the certain corals that are here. And that's why it's very, very white. I think that's the most value for Boracay. When you walk here, even if it's sunny, you don't feel the sun on your feet because this unique sand doesn't absorb heat.
And I just realized that.
Yeah, it's the white beach, and of course the color of the waters when it's very sunny, the turquoise colors of the beach, and of course the vibe of everyone who comes here. Everyone's very happy when they're here, so it's a cumulative vibe that Boracay has because of everyone who is here.
We attended the PCTA Convention here in Boracay, Ryan, and so far, it was the convergence of cable owners, cable operators. Sabi nga nila, ngayon, ang iniisip ng mga tao where they put their budget into would be electricity, water, at saka internet. Because right now, the cable companies no longer offer just content delivery, but they are now transforming to be internet service providers. So, napag-usapan natin yung serbisyo na kailangan pa ng Boracay. What is it? What service or what infrastructure do you think the government or the private sector should deliver to ensure the flow of the provision of services to tourists not only from the Philippines but outside the country?
Well, Boracay has always been very active when it comes to improvement of infrastructure. Example, the sewage system. And it's always have been improving, and that's why we also closed back then because we have to improve that. And now it's working very well. For the flooding parts of Boracay, they have solved every area that has been flooded. That's really a big.
So ngayon talagang parang you don't notice the flooding anymore, or are there spaces?
There are still spaces, but it's so much lesser now. Especially in the front of Ambassador, in the main road, it was like up to the knee of
before.
So that's really amazing. Something to improve, I would have to say, now that Boracay has a lot of OJTs that is helping each resort.
Yes. When we say OJTs, these are on-the-job trainees who, they go into hotels, resorts. What's the issue with them?
Well, they come from the provinces. So basically, they don't earn a lot. And the cost of living in Boracay is just too high. Their boarding house is very expensive. Let's say, I think now they're paying from 2,800 to 3,000.
Wow.
And
that's for boarding lang?
Yeah, that's only for boarding.
Lodging.
And 3,000 for a family who lives in the province is quite a lot of money already. So, I think maybe the local government can look into that and probably build something that they can provide a free accommodation for the next generations of OGTs, because they are a big help in Boracay and on every resort.
That is a good suggestion of Ambassador in Paradise, because that will also help the students, the would-be professionals, and they will eventually the future hotel and resort managers. And with the provision of these basic services, that will really make their studying, or they will be able to finish their studies and eventually be part of the workforce. And I hope that the private sector and even the government can listen to this idea so that there may be concrete action plans to address that. We also heard about the Mindoro oil spill. So, yun, natakot kami kasi baka pupunta yung yung oil spill. What happened during the time? And were you prepared to address it should the oil spill reach Boracay?
LGU in Boracay is very active. When that happened, they have spread out the news already to every resort. Of course, we were preparing for it. I'm sorry for the areas who got affected, but luckily we weren't. And we thought it's also because of the current where it was going. So at the time, it was going to a different direction. Otherwise, it would have maybe come to this area, but we were not affected, and that's good.
We are excited to learn what's new in Ambassador in Paradise and in Boracay. It's more beautiful, it's more serene, it's more, the nature is back. But in terms of fun and entertainment, what's new?
Well, we have renovated most of our rooms, but we are still doing a concept that we want to provide an island vibe with our rooms. So we are a modern and native design in our rooms. And our restaurant has improved every night. We have an entertainment, and we have really good singers, especially tonight.
Siyempre, there's a lot of small businesses. There's a lot of businessmen who are watching Open for Business. Why would these businesses, CEOs, thought leaders come here in Boracay and do business and leisure.
I think it's really the vibe of everyone who contributes to it when they come to Boracay, because like each one of us, when we go to a vacation, we feel very, very happy. And this vibe itself is just so strong when you are in Boracay. And there are many tourists who ends up staying here because of that they feel very happy, and they decide to, oh, I want to move here, or something like that. So yeah, it's really the vibe of Boracay that keeps you here.
This program is presented by Pure Gold. Sa Pure Gold,
Yun o! Bato! Ah!
Tama na, may nanalo na. Uwi na. Cajun Seafood! The cable TV business in the Philippines continues to find ways to survive and recover from the economic impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. Through innovation and use of available internet services, operators are striving to offer better and more convenient services to Filipinos all over the country. Net25 is a gold sponsor of this year's PCTA Convention. The Philippine Cable and Telecommunications Association is the umbrella organization of cable TV operators in the Philippines. It has 360 regular members and 32 affiliate members. PCTA member cable operators are serving 75% of the total cable TV subscribers in the country. We saw how hungry and how excited all the PCTA members are. Napakinggan ko nga after a 3-year hiatus a year back. So far, ano yung feedback ng PCTA members?
We're still here. Alam naman natin, usong-uso yung fake news, usong-uso na pag pinauna mo yung takot, sasabihin nila na wala na daw. Eh, hindi naman totoo. The forecasts are not that. It's totally the opposite na andito pa rin kami.
But Wesley, I remember we were attending PCTA conventions before and we were coming in as delegate. Now, we're a gold sponsor. It's because, of course, our repositioning as a general entertainment channel. Ang tanong ko is, how do you compare after 3 years? What has changed?
When I look at the PCTA and the attendees of the convention, even those of the directors, kalahati ng directors natin, puro na kami second generation. I am second generation director. And there was a time before na dapat daw hindi minamana. Well, technically, hindi naman namin minana. We do actually work for our board seat, but kami pa rin yung gumagalaw. I mean, we're looking for more active members, cable TV operators who would like to share their talents and have a hand at shaping what's next for our industry. Because our industry is still here. I think we moved from just being rebroadcasting our content like you guys. We're very happy that you've moved to general entertainment considering the vacuum on that end. Nabawasan naman talaga yung free-to-air natin. So, salamat na mararadagan natin. And we're always hungry for more content. Hungry for more local content. Especially when we try to serve the underserved, it's hard when they don't understand or hindi nila ma-appreciate yung content. So, the more local content, the more Visayan, the more localized it is, the better.
Wesley, in terms of membership, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a decline in membership. I think historically there was 1,500 and now it's about 350. What is the explanation on the decline of the membership?
It's a wee bit complicated, but hindi nag-decline yung cable TV operations. Ang nag-decline yung controlling persons or individuals or corporations of the cable TV operations kasi maraming nagpapack up at binibenta yung system nila.
So in short, that's more on acquisitions and mergers.
Yes, because we're getting bigger and nag-i-interconnect yung ating mga operations. That's why nandun sila. That's why it looks smaller. But we're actually still big.
Off-cam, we were talking about PIXI or the Internet Exchange.
Yes.
I understand that the cable operators or the cable industry is undergoing a shift or transformation. Aside from these new technologies that are available, you are innovating as Internet service providers as well. So what is the explanation on PIXI going to that Internet Exchange? Parang cable ka na, ISP ka pa. Ano yung transformation na nangyayari ngayon?
There was a time about 20, 25 years ago, cable TV was part of the Filipinos' top 10 items to budget. Since then, medyo bumaba na siya, nag-drop off na yan. Hindi na siya top 10 na nagiging luxury yung cable TV na unahin nila yung tubig, kuryente, obviously. But now kasi it's tubig, kuryente, and internet. The thing there is we have always had the infrastructure. So hindi naman kasi apples and oranges na hindi nila masyado naiintindihan na kaya pala namin mag-deliver ng internet. So we've had this, we've been advocating for this. We've had quite a few wins even at government level na nare-recognize kami na ang dami pala naming cable TV operators and combined, mas marami pa kaming fiber-to-the-home subscribers kaysa sa national telco natin. So yeah, things are going around. But the point there is, we are business owners. So as business owners, it's important for us to go where the business is. The business is, they want internet connectivity. We can serve it. We have been allowed via various legislations and mga acts dyan. Pero yun yung binibili ng taong bayan. Yung value add namin is internet plus cable TV, which is in my opinion, a better offer than internet and phone kasi it's communications and communications.
This year's convention, which is in a very nice place, in a way, Boracay was chosen to put some more excitement in the traditional convention where we're just in a very enclosed space. It's really a very dynamic situation now, especially that the game is changing. The industry is changing.
Which is exactly my follow-up question, sir. There's a lot of developments. It's transforming and you're offering new services. Can you expound more on the changing of the game or the changing of the rules and your transformation or innovation as an industry?
When we started the association more or less around 30 plus years ago, the cable industry was really just a content delivery mechanism. For us, we were already happy to be able to deliver content to everyone's homes. No? Before, it was only Metro Manila that had the benefit of technology But now, even worldwide news programs, movies are already watched in everyone's home, including programs like yours, Net25, religious and, family entertainment programs are already available everywhere in the country. Now, the shift now is that us cable operators are now becoming also internet service providers. As you can see now, the paradigm is changing. What used to be content that was the only business model that we had, now our business model includes the internet business. And we see a rapid growth, especially during the pandemic. The internet business really doubled or tripled. And that is the game changer. Now, for some of us, majority of our revenue comes now from the internet. Simply because even content technology has improved. Can you imagine streaming 5 years ago? It wasn't there, right? Video on demand wasn't there 5 years ago. This may be what we're seeing in the future, where people would like to watch the content anywhere, everywhere, and anytime they want.
For typical cable operators, how would they do this? Will there be an upgrade of technology or an innovation or partnerships with telecommunications companies? How would a regular cable provider join the shift?
The shift's really changing. Most of us now are moving into the internet technology. We're becoming more telcos than content providers. And this has happened, almost overnight because work from home, study from home due to the pandemic drove our customers to seek connectivity in the home. And that was something that we never expected. And now that people are now used to having Wi-Fi in their home, they now have a lot of options what to watch, when to watch, and where to watch. Diba? So that is, I think the game changer now, that the power is in the subscriber, not with us. We're just a provider, but the subscriber's choice now is the one that matters, especially the new generation. They won't watch it on a big screen. They will just watch it on a portable.
But for cable providers or the owners, in terms of infrastructure, how is it done? Is there new technologies that they will have?
Yes, actually, most of us have already invested in fiber to the home. The traditional legacy systems that we've been using, the traditional cable boxes, are on the way out, being replaced by, streaming boxes, IPTV boxes, or Android-based boxes. What I see is that there will be no more boxes in the future because they will be embedded in the smart TV platform. Diba? Most of our smart TVs, the flat screens now, they already have Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, etc. embedded in their menu. Not like before that you just change your channels. Now you can choose from a variety of options, apps that can be loaded on your TV. So yun ang naging paradigm shift din ng viewing ng mga tao. Kasi dami talaga options na ngayon.
Wow, that's interesting, sir, when you said that eventually the cable boxes, or are you referring to the cable, the receivers?
Yeah.
Is that what's gonna change? And this will be eventually replaced by IPTV boxes?
It's starting now already. Because some of the cable operators are already planning to shift to IP-based boxes. And that means that boxes will be smaller, more versatile, because they will contain apps already. Before the boxes is just for tuning from channel 1 to 200, for example. Now, aside from that, the new IPTV platform would have that linear TV channel, selection. Aside from that, you can now watch on your screen. You can have, like buttons where you can click. Because you'll have a menu now where you can click on anything you want to watch. And there's unlimited options.
In your view, sir, what's the market of the cable viewers?
Well, right now, we're talking about a few million. It used to be like that. But now, because of internet, the penetration rates are bigger, and more people, it's like in the mobile platforms, you have more mobile cell phones than the actual number of population of the Philippines. So can you imagine that if you're talking of, let's say, 20 million households in the Philippines, for example, you know, I'd say when the penetration rate of the internet will be 90%, you have almost 20 million household subscribers that will, you know, cater to all these programs. Dami nun, di ba? It used to be maybe a few million lang ngayon, but with the new platforms coming in, the new apps, no, the new streaming technologies, everyone will be connected already. So that means yung in other countries, 90% above na, almost 100%, like Korea, for example, Taiwan, Japan, their penetration rates are almost 95%. Cable prices or cable rates, subscriber fees will be the same. Actually, it's even going to be for free because like in our case, we give away already our cable service, basta they subscribe to the internet service. It's already bundled. Well, the more local channels like yours, the better for us because they're free to air. So we don't have to buy or pay for rights for content, di ba? Yeah, so but you know, I think what is valuable with your program, yung Open for Business, it's about time that there's a channel that or a program that is dedicated for startups. You know, because right now we really need our economy to, you know, start moving after the pandemic and because of technology now, there are a lot of small entrepreneurs that are leveraging technology to be able to, you know, make their own futures. There are many small entrepreneurs now that have leveraged themselves on the delivery business. These new technologies now are being absorbed by would-be startup entrepreneurs and, you know, can be converted into some business idea or concept that will, you know, that will fly and help the Philippine economy.
You mentioned about technology, you mentioned about the internet. Siyempre, andyan ang PLDT. What's their view on cable operators becoming ISPs? Will this not compete with their business, or is there complementation or collaboration in terms of technology offerings?
The two big monolithic giants now have dominated the landscape for so long with improvements in technology and availability of technology. More and more people are becoming part of the ecosystem. Before, they were the realm of the big telcos. But now, it has come down to where cable operators like us who are in the unserved and underserved areas are able to deliver the same type of technology to the masses. It's a complementary thing because the source of our bandwidth will still be the giants. Diba? We still talk to them because they provide us the connectivity from the international side. Kami ang last mile. PLDT and Globe and, you know, whoever else are the international gateway providers, they're making money from the resellers like us. So it's a good ecosystem where everyone really contributes and makes or benefits from.
What are the key challenges that cable operators or owners have, and how do you think will that be addressed?
Our laws governing telecommunications are antiquated. Hindi nakakahabol sa technology ang ating mga regulatory agencies. In a way, they are tolerating, you know, people to go into technology to put connectivity down to the, you know, remote areas. But the more exciting part is that since we are an archipelagic nation, marami tayong isla, the main obstacle right now of delivering good, reliable, and affordable connectivity is the fact that we're separated by island groups. And the only ones that hold the keys to connecting those island groups are the big telcos. Pero ang nangyayari naman ngayon is that because of the deregulation in government, ina-allow na ngayon foreign investors to go 100% if they're providing telecommunications, etc. Di ba binuksan na yan? There's a new law that has been passed. Dati kasi 60-40 lang, di ba? So, it's not attractive to foreign investors. Now, pwede na fully 100% owned. Basta telco. Hindi lang broadcast because broadcast is still part in the Constitution talagang Filipino-owned. Philippine noon. So yun ang naging exciting part ngayon is that the market has really opened up and may possibilities na there will be more foreign investments coming in because of that.
We transitioned from being a cable TV operator to an internet provider. So the main focus now is cybersecurity, how we will be able to secure our system and at the same time protect our subscribers from hacking. Those are the most important things that should be remembered whenever you're an ISP provider. And at the same time, I guess as an ISP provider, it is our duty and responsibility to impart to our subscribers how important it is to go to sites that are safe and not just go on clicking and clicking whatever is available on the internet. So there should be awareness in terms of cybersecurity. But I think at this time, the industry is not yet aware because cybersecurity here in the Philippines is not yet developed. So the association is really pushing forward for cybersecurity standards with the help of USAID through Beacon.
In terms of upgrades, in terms of shift, how big is the investment?
Our industry, even when we were only providing for cable services, it's a very capital-intensive industry. So now that we transition to being an ISP, the capital expenditure that a company has to expend, it's more than what we used to as a cable TV operator. So we had to invest in equipment that will allow our system to adapt to the new service that we provide. So there's a lot of learnings to do on top of the equipment that we need to upgrade, the learnings that we have to learn. Technical-wise, our company will still have a long way to go to be able to provide best practices to other operators who would also want to go into internet. The fact that we transition to becoming an internet provider will protect us from whatever changes will come our way. Because if you do not adapt to such change, maiiwanan na kami. Another player will come in and competition is really very tough now that we are an ISP. So marami ngayong players that are, I guess, more equipped than us. To be ready, there should be continuous learning. So we have to attend to webinars, seminars, especially technical, because cable TV and ISP, internet provider, it's a very different technology. Sabi nga nung isang cable operator kanina sitting beside me, he's an engineer, but internet is very difficult. So I still rely on someone else. So it's a different ball game.
Congratulations to both of you, Chairman and Sir President, for this very successful PCTA convention. With the many issues that was discussed, I attended some of the technical sessions and there's a paradigm shift, diba, from cable provider to internet service provider. So far, what are the key takeaways and what was the feedback from the cable operators? You yourself, sir, as an owner of one of the biggest cable providers in the country.
Our position or our role in PCTA and as a cable operator also, we believe that we have the same outlook or objective for the future of the industry. So it's about transition because of the landscape that cable TV and telco have same offering right now. Connectivity, it's about internet, but the content can be a lot like video and other streaming programs. No? So we believe there's a shift. The technical side of the industry and for us, the operator, we are conditioning and preparing the one who will be in charge of the technical and the one who will in charge of the business, the owners. So that's the objective of our technical workshop and some of the talks right now for this particular convention.
I was talking with Engineer Paras as well, Doctor, and he said that there is somehow a bigger ecosystem. We have the telco providers and also, of course, the government. And when I asked, is it going to be more competitive or is it going to be a collaboration? And so far, he said that with the ecosystem, there's exchange and there's a collaboration of many services, and it's for the growth of the industry.
Even in the past, we have already been pushing our members in PCTA to somehow consider upgrading or shifting, not only as a cable TV provider, but going to the internet service also. Because we believe that this is the way to, should I use the term, survive in the business. Yeah, it is true that there's a big change in the landscape of the industry right now. We have already involved ourselves in the telecoms world, but we have to embrace this change. That is also correct in saying that the collaboration is necessary. We have to help one another. That's really the takeaway for this. Kasi otherwise, pag sinolo mo yon or what, and you are competing with a bigger competitor, then you might be left behind.
Yeah.
So yun yung considerations.
Sir, I was also talking with some of the cable owners like you, and my question to them was, what about the investments? Are there new technologies that will be upgraded? Although they don't want to term it like the end of the legacy cable boxes, it will soon eventually be replaced by internet boxes, similar to what we see now. As a businessman, as an entrepreneur, gaano po ba kalaki yung investment na yun sa pag-shift? Kasi sabi nga nila, if you will not embrace that change naman, you will be left behind. And we see in the past 2 years or 3 years, those who did embrace digitalization, upgrading of technology, closed shop. And then some of them are just new. They started, nagmadali to embrace digitalization. Gaano po ba kalaki at paano nila maihahanda yung readiness nila?
First, you have to know the needs of your subscribers at present or customers. No? In some areas, in like rural areas, cable TV is still relevant. No? Because walang entertainment paggabi, and that's the only entertainment for them. Cable TV mixed with internet service, you have to consider that as part of your service delivery. Like us, cable TV provider, but we provide internet connectivity also, or we bundle cable with internet. Because other than, schools right now are requiring online classes, others to do business through internet. So you will not go wrong if you go on the fiber delivery. That's your infra, the basic infra. And internet, you have to choose the right technology so that your upgrade will not be a total upgrade, but it's a continuous or modular upgrade. So you can increase your speed by adding more bandwidth, but you don't have to change your hardwares if you choose the right technology. It's about capacity. At the end of the day, it's about business still, but your business is about service. Or we call that it's about quality of service. Because internet is very connected, very very emotional for people na walang connectivity. Diba? Yun din yan. It's, technology nga siya, but it affects the lives of people or the way we socialize. So we have to make sure that every cable TV subscriber has also internet service. We will provide internet service or access to them.
They said that, 30 years ago daw, di ba, parang the cable TV is one of the top 10 in the list, di ba, of the most important needs. So now, ngayon, it's water yata, electricity, followed by internet. With your engagement naman with the subscribers, ano po ba ang gustong-gusto panoorin ng mga Pilipino?
I believe that it depends on the age group. No, kasi yung mga millennials, iba ang interest nila, at saka yung mga tinatawag na Gen Z, Gen X, And compared to yung mga seniors, iba naman yung kanilang mga requirement. And I was telling my colleagues in the industry, yung mga senior, ang preference nila are still there looking for a wider screen. Well, yung mga bata, they prefer the mga maliliit. Oo. There's no specific or in general, I would say na ano yung preference talaga. But the preference right now, I believe it's based on the age group and also the interest of that individual.
So the more offerings you provide to your subscribers, the more options, the better.
Yes, I still believe so. Also to give, the freedom of choice for subscribers. Like sa sports, hindi lahat ng sports ay nandun lang sa isang channel. As a cable operator, you should still consider a wide variety of programming choices. Yes. Kasi yun yung hinahanap nila eh.
You mentioned that, of course, this is still a business, and the reason why we're doing business is to create profit. Is the cable industry still ready for competition? Are you encouraging more players? Kasi napansin namin, the cable members are getting smaller, but this is not necessarily making the subscriber base smaller, but because of mergers, acquisitions. So is cable business still a lucrative industry, and are you open to new members?
We still believe that's still not a sunset industry, but it's a sunrise actually industry. It's how you adapt on the technology, because to deliver your services is about technology also. We have to deliver in different platforms, like mobile phones, tablet, TV, wired or wireless. So it depends on the choice of your subscribers. In one family, they have different choices. Most of us are still looking for the linear TV, the broadcast type. We follow some programs. That some programs are still part of our culture. So it's still relevant actually. Cable TV business is about technology, and technology is about delivering quality of service, And then if you make your subscribers happy, you will stay and you will grow.
Because of the success of this event, we are hoping that the PCTA next year is going to be bigger. But so far, what are the new developments, after the General Assembly?
This gathering of cable operators in the industry actually has a lot of learning. Maraming na-unveil na mga development. As we all know, cable TV industry is technology driven. I agree to what my colleague said earlier na you have to adapt to change also in technology. So the outlook actually is, well, some may consider that this is a sunset industry, but if you adopt to change in technology, this may be just the beginning. So, dito sa gathering na to, sa PCTA Convention, maraming nabuo na mga partnership in order for everybody to survive. And not only to survive, but to excel in providing the type of service that our kababayan really deserve. The PCTA is one with the government actually in nation building. Kasi we have been tapped by our government to help roll out yung kung paano marating yung even to the farthest barangay in our country. And our strength in the cable TV industry is that we are the last mile. Kami yung talagang nandoon sa mga liblib na lugar. And we are in the position to help the government. And that is what we are doing. Yun lang, siyempre, kailangan din namin ng tulong ng gobyerno kasi the policy direction should also be geared towards how we can, fast track the rollout of our infrastructure to be able to meet that objective. So we're very positive on that note, that the industry will continue to grow. And as we open our doors to other players, then I believe we can coexist.
So far, how do you feel that Boracay is the venue for PCTA? And what is your view on the tourism development? We know that it is one of the
key government offices where the Philippines is really promoting not only domestic but even international. Even our president, di ba? And I spoke with Secretary Frasco. I spoke with her the moment when the first Chinese delegation arrived. What's your outlook aside from this tourism that supports also our business?
We choose Boracay because Boracay is about nature. Going out after 2 years, we would like to see wider landscape, nature, water, sky, sun. Partly we want to relax, and then we will be putting more information sa mga delegates, driving how we will survive the future in our industry and enjoying the nature after 2 years of lockdown. But Boracay is now gaining the strength of tourism. Aside from OFW dollar earning, we believe that tourism is the second industry that brings in dollar inflow. So right now, Boracay, after rehab, it's ready for accommodating more tourists. It's a whole offering for this convention na kung sa city ka, matulog ka. Dito, the whole 24/7 pwede dito sa Boracay Island.
Thank you so much on behalf of Net25, Dr. Lo, Sir Cedric. We'd like to thank PCTA for giving us also the opportunity to sponsor PCTA Convention. And I hope that with our new positioning in the general entertainment category, our message to the PCTA and the cable owner operators, everybody agrees that content is still king. So, and with all our new programs that we have offered to the audiences, it is just proper that we are given that kind of exposure also.
I would just like to take this opportunity to thank Net25 for the support that it has given to PCTA. And we really hope that in the future we will have more collaborations to better promote not only your content but also the entire program in general. So maraming salamat din sa inyo.
That's the best way to end this conversation. Open for Business. We'll be back. Stay with us. Thank you, sir.
Paano maiiwasan ang
Abangan sa counterpoint. Mabasagin natin ang katahimikan ni Senator Mark Villar.
Marami pong mga levels of protection ang Maharlika Bill para at least makontrol at mamonitor po yung paggamit ng Maharlika funds.
Ngayong Miyerkules alas 10:30 ng gabi, dito lang sa Net 25. Napag-uusapan na talamak ang katiwalian o korupsyon. And one of them
is Content Delivery Network or CDN. Content Delivery Networks are a number of connected proxy servers, computers that communicate between a central computer and other devices kept in buildings in many different places across the world that enable information, images, video to be shared quickly on the internet. A CDN improves website load times by distributing content from a nearby server closer to website visitors. Despite the challenges of connectivity and access, Filipinos are still known in the international community as active users of the internet thanks to the availability of social media platforms. This potential gives the country more room to widen internet and cable TV services. It is through events like the PCTA Internet Exchange that such initiatives are worked on. With the success of this convention, not only will Filipinos be able to access the internet for entertainment or leisure, but more entrepreneurs can fully embrace digitalization and remain open for business. Maraming salamat sa isa na namang oras na pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ang isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo. Dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us too on Facebook, on YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25 TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines. Sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you're informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Marami pong salamat.